What's your favorite scary movie?
Be like, I'm dying. If some guy came up to me and said, "Hey, they guys," I'm like, "It's over and done. We're married now."
I went into movies where I'm like, kiss. But
oh God, what a sea of humanity.
It's me. What's up? Welcome in, everybody.
Hey, you changed my name.
I did. I changed your name. What's up, Butters?
What up?
I forgot all about Butters, man. That's been a while. That's a throwback.
Oh, Street Teases. Oh, I have another one I could have went with. Damn it.
Well, you can change it if you want.
It's too late.
It's never too late to change your name. But anyway, welcome in, everybody, to 52/1994, the live movie conversation podcast where we discuss movies from the year 1994. I am your host, Cody, and I'm joined by my co-host this week, Spencer. Even though our names are not correct up there on the screen, I like to have some fun, you know? That's how I have fun, is by coming up with these names. That's it. That's the only thing I have to live for, is these names that I provide to you and I. If this is your first time joining us, welcome in. We are happy for you to join us today. Just to give you a little bit of a background about what we're doing, basically we watch 52 movies from the year 1994, important movies released this year. We usually talk about them based on the monthly categories that we give out, and this month it's been action movies. Doesn't matter if these movies are good or bad. A lot of them actually have been quite middle of the road. And then I'll have a guest to talk about the movie with, and then see if they've been watching anything recently or have any cool recommendations for us. So, Spencer, welcome in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this for me today.
Oh, yeah, anytime.
I really appreciate it. You could be doing literally anything with your time right now, and you chose to be right here with us doing this.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that means a lot. Thank you. Where's the chat?
Oh, the chat is on the screen. My bad, guys.
That's okay. I just like to see it up there just in case somebody has a question.
Okay, there you go. Sometimes I don't like to keep it on there because sometimes people will comment things and I can't delete them.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
From that side, I can delete them from the Twitch side. I can't delete them from this side. So that's the only bad thing. That's not an invitation to write something terrible up there, but I'm sure somebody will do it. Anyway, Spencer, how have you been, man?
I've been okay.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
When's the last time we had you on Hoop Dreams, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I was gonna say because I wasn't on for the professional. So yeah, Hoop
Dreams. Heck yeah. Well, I'm glad that I gave you a choice of this month, and you chose The River Wild.
What was my other option?
I think I gave you. I don't remember.
May have been The Professional.
Maybe it was Clear and Present Danger.
Oh yeah, I bet it was.
Probably.
There was no win. There was no win there.
Clear Present Danger wasn't terrible.
I didn't watch it. I'm going to be completely honest. I think I had trouble streaming it, or I was like super busy that week. I can't remember what happened.
Yeah, it was really hard to get. Yeah, the Max.
Honestly, I had trouble with this one too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a bummer. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it's okay. It wasn't worth it anyway.
Okay, well, we already see how he feels about The River Wild, which is what we're talking about this month, a action thriller set on the Whitewater Rapids of Montana. And had you ever seen this movie before?
No, also action thrillers doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
It was action thriller. There were guns, there were rapids. I mean, I don't know how much actionery or thrillery you could get.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks pretty lame.
Well, I'm glad I picked you for this movie and for you to discuss this with me. I wouldn't have chosen anyone else ever. So first impressions, you don't like it?
No, also somebody said they watched the wrong one. No, so the only good thing that came out of this in my brain was the term Bacon Street, and I think this is the only Bacon Street film, right?
Is it
I think from what I could tell, I googled it, and this is the only one that would come up.
a Bacon Street? Yeah, I guess. I didn't know that was a term.
It wasn't. It was. Oh, man. But that's all. That's about it. I for some reason I think, and one of the reasons I didn't like this movie that much was because it reminded me so much of Homeward Bound. But I will say Maggie was a much better star than those other mutts.
Is it because she doesn't talk?
I think it helps. It definitely helps. And there's some moments that Maggie has, and we'll talk about it later. That I mean, Maggie kind of crushes in this.
We stand Maggie here
Yeah.
on this. Well, I don't know what it was about this movie, but I stand the legs of our stars. I don't know why.
Plural?
weird
Star? Plural?
Or David Strathairn and Meryl Streep look hot in this movie to me. I don't know what it is.
Streep. I get with you on Streep. That's about it.
Well, I mean, you don't find the dudes attractive. That's fine too.
I mean, the only one, maybe Dr. Steve Brule. Maybe him.
Terry?
Yeah. Just because it shocked me because he's so young.
He is very young, but
Like,
he's
I
still
didn't
kind of stupid.
I didn't know where he got his start ever. So I think this is maybe like the earliest I've seen him.
You ever seen Days of Thunder?
Nope.
Oh, he's in that too. But let's go ahead and break down this movie. I can tell you really are eager to get into it. So let me introduce the movie. The movie is titled The River Wild, not to be confused with River Wild, as I see somebody in chat has put, which is a remake / sequel of this movie. I'll get to it. This movie came out in September 30th, 1994. It was directed by Curtis Hanson, who's probably most famous for LA Confidential or 8 Mile. It was written by Dennis O'Neil, and the cast, not a very big cast here. So Meryl Streep, as we've already mentioned, as Gail, Kevin Bacon as Wade, David Strathairn as Tom, Joseph Mazzello, or the child from Jurassic Park, as Rourke, which I think is a pretty cool name.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I
like Rourke. I like that.
God. The first thing I wrote down is Rourke is a shit name.
We're never together whenever we do these things.
Oh my God. Okay. And also, after you get through your spiel, I want to tell you like my true thoughts on how I felt about this movie.
Well, I don't know why you're holding back.
Rourke is a terrible name.
Okay, it is a terrible name. John C. Reilly plays Terry, and Benjamin Bratt. We've had some Bratt movies coming up here recently where he's barely in them, but he plays Ranger Johnny. This Google synopsis for this film is a fast-paced thriller in which a young family on a whitewater rafting adventure in Montana are taken hostage by a pair of dangerous fugitives. The rafting holiday, a birthday gift for the New England couple's 10-year-old son, turns into a nightmare when the two armed killers take control and try to force the mother, a proficient rafter, to use her skills to help them escape down the treacherous rapids. This movie had a budget of $45 million and pulled in a modest $94.2 million, so doubled up. Rotten Tomatoes and all the other review sites have this pretty much around the same stuff. 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, and Letterboxd gave this a 3.3 out of 5. Same thing with the reviews that I pulled. The River Wild is one of the movies you want to play along with. You really do, but it gets so many details subtly wrong that finally you lose patience and turn on it. Roger Ebert gave it 2 out of 4.
My man.
And then, but if watched from a mildly amused, forgiving distance, the movie has its enjoyable moments, good and campy. The surging rapids, enhanced by adroit camera work and special effects, make an exhilarating spectacle. Desson Thomas of the Washington Post. So I feel like those are both kind of middling reviews. One giving way to a little bit more of positive review, and the other being a slightly more negative. Legacy of this movie: there were no Oscar nominations, but this did garner some nominations for Meryl Streep and Kevin Bacon for the Golden Globes. And then this was the year of the first Screen Actors Guild awards, and Meryl Streep was nominated for a Screen Actors Guild award for this as well. And then, as I had already mentioned, River Wild, not to be confused with this one, is a 2023 movie that came out. I think it went straight to DVD or whatever, straight to digital. But it is a remake / sequel to this film. I started it the other day just to see what it was like, and I think I could probably get into it. I don't know. Did anybody fully watch it? So if you did,
Well, I want to ask while they're pondering that, while they're answering that question, was that really the Jurassic Park kid?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I was too blinded by the name and the shit movie that I didn't realize who it was.
Yeah, Joseph Mazzello, who also goes on to be in Simon Birch.
Oh God, that is a movie near and dear to my heart.
Should we just talk about Simon Birch instead?
I mean, we could, because that movie really messed me up as a child.
Because you were afraid that some
I was
kid was going to kill your mother?
No, I was afraid I was going to hit a home run and kill my own mother.
You're too tall.
She'll go right over her head. Or Aaron Judge that ball.
Yes, it would. Anything you want to add before we get into our conversation?
Yeah, I'll just say that. So, like, to me, the first half of this movie was actually like relatively enjoyable. I wouldn't say like the best thing I've ever seen, obviously, but I mean, I was into it enough. But then I don't know, the second half of the movie where it was like nonstop action, if you will, it just seemed like really, I don't know, repetitive and boring and just like, I don't know, like a run of the mill, like, oh, we're gonna catch them type stuff. And I was just like, again, this ain't it.
That's okay. And I'm not defending this movie. I just don't want to shit on it as quickly as you would. But I agree with you for the most part. Like, I even think from the beginning of this movie, it all seemed pretty contrived, and I felt like it was very predictable, and like there were really no stakes at all. Because
you bring
like,
up predictable is like that's the word, like super predictable, because like obviously Kevin Bacon's behind what he's behind, and obviously the outcome is gonna be what happened. And
like it's so much the story. Like, I bring this up, and I think it was in Roger Ebert's review too, where he was like, you hear something on the radio at just the right time, and you're like, oh, some people held up the livestock trading, and they're on the run, and it's 3 guys, and you hear about it, and you're like, oh, yeah. Come on, guys. Like, it's very like horror movie kind of stuff that's not in a horror movie. So I agree with you that, and even to the point where we get to the big climax of the movie, when we're going down the gauntlet or whatever, it's like, well, we know what's going to happen. There's no, that's what I'm saying. Like, no real stakes here. One, they're not going to kill a child. A child. You're not going to kill your star.
Or the dog.
Or the dog, and you already know that the husband's alive. So, like, there's no...
That was, I don't know. And to you, Joseph, saying I don't understand the perils of life on the high seas, I've been whitewater rafting, so I know.
Oh, so, okay, that's a good question. I've never been whitewater rafting.
I've been in the rapids, dude. Hardest ones in the world, they say. And I made it. Okay, I'm lying about the hardest ones in the world. I did go whitewater rafting in Costa Rica. It probably had nothing compared to this, but I mean, it was fun.
So so you did. Do you know what any terms or anything or?
stay in the fucking boat. I don't know.
Did you feel okay? So this is what I think. Whenever I'm seeing these people whitewater rafting or everything, am I really doing anything with the paddles? I don't feel like I am. I feel like if I was with a group of people and I'm not paddling, I'll be fine because everybody else is like. So
Yeah, that's how I am too. Yeah, and it's like, aren't you just gonna go where the current takes you?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
rafting
know.
or rowing is only gonna get you so far. Like once the current takes you, it's like your fate is kind of sealed. I think you just got to get to the right. I think you just got to get to like the right spot within the rapids. I don't know. Again, I wasn't like heading the ship or anything. I was just
Mhm.
doing
How
my
many
thing.
people were on that raft with you?
Ooh, bro, I don't even remember. Maybe like 5 other people.
Mm-hmm. No, there was always at the camp that I went to growing up. They always had a West Virginia whitewater rafting trip that I would get invited on, and I said, "No way!
Oh,
I don't like fast rivers. I want slow and steady because I've
yeah,
been canoeing."
yeah, me too. I've seen some pretty scary videos though of like some of those intense rapids where you can get like stuck kind of between,
In
I
the
don't know, like
hole?
a rapid, yeah, like a rapid in a rock, and like it'll like pin you under there, and that's how people drown. So
Well,
it is super dangerous and stuff.
oh yeah, and it's dangerous to go on a canoe, and it's dangerous to like any of these even if it's like not the most high pace. So like I'm not knocking rafting at all or think
Yeah,
that it's easy by any means. I don't think that we're saying that, but
I
like
yeah, I did almost drown by flipping a canoe one time, but it was mainly because I was giggling too much and losing my breath.
you do that.
I don't know, when I get in those situations, I
When
just
he
start
gets the
laughing.
gigs, folk,
It's over.
I mean, it's over. You can't get him. He can't breathe. It's true. All right, so let's talk about the movie a little bit more in the specific scenes that really stuck out to us. We'll get to the gauntlet. I'm sure that's the end for both of us. Is the gauntlet scene? You didn't even have it listed. You were like, "Screw the gauntlet. That's not even
Did
worth it."
On all of these questions, I'd be surprised if I have anything in the second half of the movie.
Really? Okay, so we'll
I
start
just
with the first half of the movie. That's fine.
I wasn't I just so wasn't into it. Just the second half. Yeah, so I wrote for the first scene, I wrote most of mine are like comedic scenes, and I don't know how comedic they're supposed to be. But one I wrote for the first scene, I wrote Dad's bitch ass falling out of the boat and Meryl Streep laughing.
Oh yeah, she hates her husband.
Oh yeah,
They make a quick turnaround in this movie, but
yeah,
she hates that dude.
I hate him too. And then
I gotta stop giving you these kind of movies.
I was wondering if we'll talk about it later too. Do you have anything? Well, whatever. I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
When Kevin Bacon's crew, their boat flipped and he went soaring through the air like an explosion, I laughed pretty good.
I liked when Maggie finds Frank's body, but we don't ever get to know that it's Frank's body. Do you remember that scene?
Who the fuck is Frank?
This is Frank's shirt. Frank is the third guy that Kevin Bacon and Terry that have with them. That's
Oh
supposed
yeah,
to be their
yeah, yeah.
guide.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah,
And then he dies,
yeah.
and Maggie goes. They can't find Maggie, and Tom goes up there to find Maggie, and
And then and that's when
she's
Terry's behind him, just like dog.
yeah.
That made me laugh too. When Terry was
See,
just like,
that's what I'm saying.
"That's the
That's pretty
dog."
funny. That's the dog.
I've got another scene, but I need to save it for another question.
What about Gail fishing with Wade?
Yeah, that was dumb.
No,
Dude,
how? I mean,
Wade is like basically banging that dude's wife like right
in front of him. Yeah, she's getting cucked like 10-2, baby. 10-2.
It's
Just
like, come on, dog. And I have like in the relationship between Wade and her son, I've also got some issues with, but that's for different reasons.
um. No, but doesn't she explain to him later? She's like, you know, you can't teach somebody how to fish without like banging them. I feel like
Yeah.
that's in there. She says that to her husband. You know, you can't teach somebody to fish without being right there.
It's basically like teaching somebody how to play pool or how to like golf.
Yeah.
Like you have to be like nuts to butts. There's no other way.
So Street puts her nuts to his butts and does it right in front of her husband, because that's the only thing the husband notices on this trip, because he's too busy drawing. Is he an architect? Did we establish he's an architect?
I think it's assumed, but I don't think they ever outright say it.
No, because you don't really get to see what he's doing.
No, because this movie's ass.
Nuts to butts is a great phrase, so you've got one there. You've got a
Hey, there we go.
No, that was one of my favorites. And how quickly the Gail Wade thing like switches. Like they're very flirty throughout the whole thing, and he tells her like she's hot and all this stuff for like a 40-something-year-old or whatever. And then we get to like Gail and Tom kind of like reigniting some flames, and he's like, "Hey, she's like, I'll get washed off."
Oh yeah,
in the river. I'm gonna wash up for you, baby.
Oh,
in the river.
Like, she's like getting like suds on her rocket dogs, and like she's getting it in there. She's really getting it. And then Kevin Bacon's just like in the shadows,
just staring.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to her, and she's just looking up. And then he's still just staring at her. You would think like that would be the appropriate time for the edit to show him not standing there or something. But no, he's still there. And then he walks off.
I would love for them to cut across the river and see Terry doing the same thing. Dog. Rocket dog.
And then at this point, now that she's been oogled by Kevin Bacon, she's like, this doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
These guys don't sit right with me. After Tom's been like, I don't like these guys. They're having sex with you right in front of me, and they keep talking to my son. I don't think I like them.
The final straw is him looking at her while she's naked.
That was it.
Like, okay.
I think she got a little bit too involved with it, and then it became real in that moment. She was like, oh, me and this guy are going to bang.
That's true. Yeah.
So I got to stop playing around. Maybe my husband's right about this. Maybe these guys aren't as cool as I thought they were. And that's why I have Streep Tease as my name.
Oh, yeah, of course. I did have, at one point, and not that this is my scene, but it plays into an alternate title that I have for this movie, and that is Dad Saves Dingus.
Dad Saves Dingus. Mine was this one's Riverdance because it's Footloose on the rapids.
I like it. But yeah, so Dad did save Dingus at one point.
Which one's Dingus?
Bacon.
Oh yeah, and he punches him right in the face.
Mm-hmm.
To get him. You didn't have to hit me, Tom.
Yeah, I think I have that in my. Yep, I've got that in my quotes for sure.
Yeah. You didn't have to hit me. Yeah, I did.
Wait, who hit who though? Because I wrote that in my quotes.
Tom hit Kevin Bacon. Tom hit Wade.
When and why? Because I watched that scene, I didn't see it.
Because Wade can't swim and he's struggling, and Tom went in to save him. And as he's struggling, he's pulling down Tom.
Oh, okay.
Drowning Tom, and to get him to keep from doing that, he had to punch him.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because I think it's a good thing. Tom. So the way that David Strathairn plays Tom, like, is too like even keel for me. Like, I don't feel like he ever gets super excited about it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, even if he's punching him and reacting to Wade, like, it's still like very just
there.
Yeah, he's a great father.
Maybe that's how an architect is,
or a professional drawer, as somebody said.
Yeah.
What if this is based on Jim Davis and he's actually a cartoonist? He draws Garfield.
No, because I feel like they said something about like a client and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, the paper. He's got to get the
The
funnies
paper.
in.
They would say the paper. They wouldn't say the client.
The family circus. He's got to draw it.
Come on.
Give me another scene. I want more of your funny scenes.
Tom falling down the rocks. For obvious reasons. Also, I don't know, it just so reminded me of like a scene in Kung Pao where that baby's falling down the rock. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Have you never seen
I've
Kung
seen
Pao?
Kung Pao. Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, no, yeah, like toward the beginning, the guy just launches this fetus down the rocks and it just tumbles and tumbles and tumbles. And that's what what
Fetus?
Tom looked like. Yeah, he was a little guy.
It's just a little guy. This is insane. Okay, let's talk about that scene. That's when he gets shot at, right?
Maybe.
Or is that when he's hiding from them?
No, that's when he's hiding. Yeah.
Okay. So is that okay? So they try to escape the first time after Wade sees her naked.
Yeah.
And they get Rourke because Rourke's being a little bitch and like, I'm not going with you guys. It's my birthday. I'm gonna hang out with the cool guys.
And I've got that quote later as well.
He's got a Lollapalooza hat. I'm hanging out with him.
Yeah, he's just like besties with this dude because he's not his parents, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And then that's when Wade shows Rourke the gun that he has, which I think is that's a weird move.
Yeah, I have that in one of these questions for sure.
Insane. Oh yeah, they were totally ready to abandon Maggie in that scene. I forgot if that was the one where they like chased Maggie off or tried to kill Maggie, but I guess that happens
I'm an animal lover, but fuck Maggie, dude. Like I'd be out of there too. I'm trying to save my own life. Like you can go back for Maggie later. She's a dog. She knows how to survive in the wild.
Obviously, and we get that later in the movie. You know, we find Maggie our actual hero of this movie. But yeah, that first where they're like, "Oh, you're leaving without us? I'm gonna take your kid in my boat, and he's gonna hang out with us, and I'm gonna show him a gun." I still think that's a wild move. Like,
it is.
Do you think he's still trying to impress him at that point, or like scare him?
I don't know. I have that in my most ridiculous moment because he says, "Hey kid," it's basically just, "Hey kid, check out this gun."
I thought he was going to show him the money. Like that's way cooler to a kid. I mean, that's cooler to me, I guess, because I want money more than guns.
And then he showed him the gun and he hands it to him, and the guy points it at Terry.
And how do the parents who are right behind them not see any of this happening?
I don't know. Because this movie sucks. That's why.
And then then everything gets like revealed, and that they're like, we're the bad guys. And then Tom's like, I've got a great idea. I'm gonna run.
I've got a great idea. Bye.
See you later. I'm out of here. If I die, flip the boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall down these rocks. Really funny. And they're gonna be laughing so hard that they're not gonna be able to shoot you.
Tom gets killed here because Wade can't swim, and I also think he's a really lazy murderer.
Dude, why?
Hold on.
Okay.
I was going to say, how funny is it that Wade is not able to swim, and his name is literally Wade?
Well, you know what? I never put that together. That is funny. But he can't swim, and his crew is so bad. Why are they on the river?
Yeah, no idea, because they thought they were going to go north, and they were like, "Nah, we're going to get you. You thought we were going to Canada. We're actually going down a river, which goes south. But we can do that in a road." I don't know if they're Yeah, it didn't really make sense. The plan.
Or walk, or don't go in the water if you can't swim.
Especially if you don't have a river guide. Like your river guide's dead, just leave.
Mad.
Just leave.
I'm getting mad all over again.
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're getting mad. Because there's a lot. These are not very good criminals, in my opinion.
No,
not at all. And then so that's what Tom gets killed there. What's her fate? Gail is just like, all right, I'm gonna take you down the river, but you got to listen to me, you SOBs, because I'm a badass and I know this water, and we're probably gonna die. Can you not strap down my son so he has a chance to live? No, that's okay. That's all she wanted. She just begged him, can you please not strap my son to the boat so he has a chance to survive this? And they're like, no.
Which is like, oh, well, I had to ask.
I know, and she hits him with the oars a couple times. She gets him off the boat a couple times. That doesn't work because he's got a wet gun that's supposedly going to work really, really well.
Gosh, it's not an AK-47. Have you seen those videos though? Oh, the AK-47 can apparently like get wet and muddy and all that stuff, and like still shoot fine, but
Same.
not that. Oh, you can still shoot fine after that?
You get me all wet and muddy.
Fair
I shoot
enough.
fine.
Yeah,
I shoot just fine. And then it all leads up to the gauntlet. I know we're speeding through these things, but it leads to the gauntlet where Tom has survived all this stuff, and he has some plan where also there's like a little side thing where Gail is a sign language. She's a teacher at a deaf school, and so that's a part of this movie. And Tom leaves her sign language, when which one of them is "I love you." I don't know what the other two signs stand for. I guess it's in the two signs that he makes. It says, "Put the boat right here so I can flip it with a cable," because I mean, it's just. Did that piss you off? Because it pissed me off.
Yeah. I didn't like that aspect of it at all. Like, I mean, it seemed really forced.
And I think the only murder. Oh no, I forgot. I was gonna say there was actually no murders in this movie until Meryl Streep kills Wade, but I forgot Wade killed Ranger Johnny just for saying hello.
Well, what about Frank?
I think Frank was shot and died of his own wounds.
Like not by Wade?
No. I think he died because he got shot during the robbery or whatever. And
so
maybe they put him out of his... But I'm saying like Wade didn't kill him.
Oh.
He was a part of it. That maybe I'm understanding it wrong, but he was a part of it. He was like the three of them were getting away because that guy was a river expert and could take him down.
Okay.
I don't think he was a hostage or anything, but he was shot because at the beginning of the movie, he was like, I don't feel good.
Jeez.
So weird. This movie's weird. And so they survive the gauntlet. And she shoots Wade at the end, and everything is, hunky dory, and they're in love again. And that's the real message of this movie.
Yeah.
Is that even when your husband is too busy paying attention to work and too busy paying attention to not his child, but you can salvage this marriage, and you just need some traumatic event and you to kill a person for that to happen. So
yeah, the kid said that they haven't had like dinner as a family in like a year or something.
That's crazy.
Something insane like that. I'm like, come on. And now you just kill a common foe and you're back together. Is that all it takes?
Trauma brings you together. We learned that in Speed. Whenever you go through a traumatic event.
I almost brought up Speed just now because I was like, wouldn't it be funny if it was just like a remake of Speed on the water? Like, got to keep it above 2 knots, or something's gonna happen.
That would be incredible. I'd love to see how you'd have to attach a motor to it to speed up through there.
They just like rig up Maggie's legs to where she's just constantly just.
Maggie is the real hero of the movie. She does come back and she survives, and we're glad to see Maggie at the end of this. So is Maggie your favorite character, or is there another favorite character that you have listed?
Maggie's one, but Terry's definitely the number one. Terry is absolutely my favorite character because he's super funny. Like basically the saving grace of this movie to me.
I didn't think he was that funny at all.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah. I love John C. Reilly, and I think he's a great comic actor, and great when he is in like more serious roles too, like Chicago or Boogie Nights or something like that. But yeah, he was just an idiot to me.
I think that's why I loved it. I love idiot characters like him or like Charlie Day type, dumb character. I don't know. It's something funny about just really stupid characters to me.
Have you seen Vacation, the new Vacation movie?
Not the new one, no.
Charlie Day has a cameo in that movie as a whitewater rafting person, and it's a very funny part of that movie. I love that movie more than other people should. So
I'll have to check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great scene. I forgot he was in it the last time I watched it, but no, I think mine is Gail.
I knew you'd say Gail.
I mean, she really is the best part of the whole movie. I try not to give too much credit to Meryl for being Meryl, but like, she's great. She is the best person. She's the only one that knows what she's doing. She's the only one that knows how to survive out there, whether it's on the water or out of the water.
That's the writing too, though. Like, they basically wrote her better than they wrote other characters.
Right, but I think it's nice. It's kind of unique. I mean, we just have all these action movies right now where, we've got Keanu in there. We've got who else? Jack Ryan but we don't see too many of the strong women characters or the women character that kind of take it. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like it's more unique during this time than anything. And for her to take on this, I thought it was cool. I don't know. What do you mean by that's every movie? Like,
they're probably writing better for the main character, which I get. Yeah, I do get that, but also like have some character development outside of that, please.
Yeah, I didn't love I didn't love the marriage thing. I didn't love that, but I did think that Gail and Wade had like good chemistry, good back and forth, good. There is that one scene where they're kidnapped, like fully kidnapped at this point. They don't know that they've been kidnapped. They know at this point. And like, he's standing over her and he says, I can do whatever I want to you. And then she's like, I could kill Rourke right now and drown you guys in the river or whatever. And she's like, well, why don't you just do it? Sack up. I love that interaction between them, and like, they have a stare down. And eventually, one thing I didn't like is that Meryl Streep turned her head first in that stare down, as opposed to Kevin Bacon's character.
That would have been cool. Yeah,
I think he should have broke and like went off, and because he still has the power, he's got the gun, he's got him. But like, her not breaking mentally, I would have liked to have seen that there. But
that'd been nice. Yeah.
So yeah, I like Gail. All right, go to your quotes. I don't have very many. There's not a lot of quotable things here.
We already got one of them because I was confused by that one. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've got 5. And again, these are just either they meant something to me because of some inside joke or because I laughed or something stupid. And the first one's definitely between me and you. But whenever they yell at Maggie and they're yelling for her, they're saying, Maggie! And it reminds me of me yelling, Bella! Rest in peace.
Bella!
Rest in peace, Bella.
Rest in peace, Bella. She's
another Maggie quote, not from Maggie, but at Maggie. I think it was Tom maybe said it. He said, Maggie, get off the quilt. Maggie doesn't move a fucking inch. Maggie's just like, nah.
I love that the dog angle too is like, she doesn't listen to Tom at all. Nobody respects Tom at all in this movie, even the dog. Which again shows that Gail is the more dominant one in that family.
Oh, for sure. Another one was, for some reason, and I'm not even sure why I had this one. I'm just not sure I've ever heard these words strung together in this order. But Rourke, shit name, says, Mommy, I have a stomach ache in my mouth.
I don't know what that even means.
I don't either.
But when did he say that? I remember it being said, but I don't remember when he said that.
I don't know. He just said it. His mouth hurt for some reason.
I got a stomach ache in my mouth.
I couldn't tell you what. Does he got to throw up? I don't know.
I don't know. I hate that. I hate that a lot.
And then
Like
from him
mouth
again,
stuff, man.
as we talked about earlier, he said, I don't want to go with you. I hate you. Like classic,
Sounds like a classic
angsty.
Spencer thing.
Oh, well, no, not me. I would never hate anybody except for this movie.
Except for this
And
movie.
then the last one I have is Kevin Bacon. Oh, is it Kevin Bacon? Or Terry? I don't remember. Somebody said, "Who died and made you stud, Dick?"
I don't know who said that.
But
My
that's
only
all I
two-
got.
My only two lines came from Gail, and I already kind of mentioned one where Gail is staring, like having the stare down. Kevin, she said, "Go ahead, don't keep telling me how tough you are, Wade. Just show me." I really like that. And then at one point, somebody's questioning Gail, and she's about picking sides, and she says, "I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on everybody's side. I'm the mother." I like that. She's the mom, man. She's on
Okay.
everybody's side.
I mean, okay.
Don't get off it. Get off it. You love your mother. This is such a mother movie. Just love
Is
your
it?
mom and get out of here, man.
Okay.
I'll tell her.
No, don't.
Don't. Haven't seen all our backs in here in a while.
Well, yeah, I haven't either. I don't think you're going to get the chance.
It's all right. We'll get her back someday. All right. What is the thing that you laughed at the hardest? Was it
You
him
knew it was
falling
gonna
down the
be-
rock?
You knew it was going to be a laugh. Man, Falling Down the Rocks was pretty damn good. I think, though, I put the slaps. I was dying during the slaps. Kevin Bacon was slapping Tom around, and it was just like, it was like the 1920s style, like, psh, 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 and Tom was like taking it.
He slaps everybody he slaps all of them except for Gail. She's the only one he doesn't slap. He's
But
just
that's what it was, just a slapstick thing. I
he's a
laughed.
slap happy kind of guy.
Love slapstick.
He just loves slapping people. But yeah, never hits Gail. What
about you?
Man, I get, like I said, like the gauntlet is supposed to be this big thrilling moment for the movie, but it is so non-thrilling. The cool part of it though is I think it's really beautiful how they shot some of the river stuff.
I get
like
that.
That's cool. And that all these people did most of their stunts. And that because it is so like when the camera work is being used, you can tell that's Meryl Streep sitting in there. That's Kevin Bacon sitting in there.
Yeah, that one would be hard. That film would be hard to fake, I think.
That's what I found Kevin Bacon said. He's like, you can't make a movie like this and not be in the boat, or else it would really, really bad. So 90% of the stunts were done by the people in this movie. So pretty cool. I guess the dog showing back up I think I laughed. I
was gonna say, what are we calling that?
I think I laughed when the dog showed up. I was like, of fucking course, this dog.
Well, yeah.
And why is it important? Why is it important that the dog showed? Just because, to have that, the family, we got the whole family, Maggie's here. Why take a dog on a rafting trip to begin with?
That's a good point.
It was pretty thrilling when the dog came back and she finally listened to Tom. That was the exciting part, because she jumped in the river. She jumped in the river after him, which I was like, I don't want that dog jumping in the river. That was a high jump.
I used to have a traumatic experience as a kid. It was a consistently traumatic experience because it kept happening. And that was when I would jump into the pool at my aunt's house, and her chocolate lab would jump in after me. And because a dog's a dog, it would just swim to me and then just keep swimming to me, because once it got to me, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So it would just claw me up. So every time I got in the water and that chocolate lab would jump in, I would have to go down underwater. He'd claw me up, and it was terrifying. So yeah, I wouldn't want that either.
Well, this one time I was in the water, I was drowning or whatever, and a fish bumped me out onto the side with its nose.
With its nose?
Yeah.
Same thing happened to me.
And from that point on, I knew I needed to do something big with my life. So that's why I
Yes,
started the podcast. Is
yes,
because of that very moment.
I get that.
All right, let's get into our what the fuck ridiculous moments.
Well, I told you.
Oh,
Hey kid, check out this gun and point it at my friend.
I thought he was going to shoot him. How great would the movie have
Oh,
been had Rourke
absolutely.
shot Terry?
Like Pulp Fiction type moment where he's in the middle of talking.
It would have been incredible.
Yeah.
Would have been better if he would have killed Terry, blew his head off, or just like wounded Terry.
No.
Have to
Just
blow his head off.
yeah, just out the back.
Yeah, everywhere. And Maggie's over there licking it up with in the water.
Yeah, that's when Maggie Maggie comes back.
Dead bodies. She could smell a dead body from a mile away. She got done eating Frank, and then she's coming for Terry's dead body.
Frank's nose is gone.
So ridiculous. I thought the Tom getting shot and faking his death was the most ridiculous moment for me. Because it was very quick and it was very stupid.
Not believable.
Yeah, not believable. He just like fell back and you were like, I guess he got him. I guess I got him. I don't miss.
He just yells up in the air, I'm dead.
I mean, Kevin Bacon did say it. He was like, I'm not going to miss the second time. I got your angle. And you just assumed that he said he didn't even hit him. Right?
Well, no. Was it Kevin Bacon that also shot at Maggie?
Yes.
Terrible shot. Horrible shot.
He's not a very good shot. So I would have, risked, but we don't know that because everybody assumes Tom's dead. He's just like, yeah, it's fine. Tom's dead. We're good. He doesn't even wound him. It would have been better if he would have wounded him, but he didn't.
Oh, yeah, like hit him in the leg or something.
Even the shoulder, the back shoulder, how that makes more sense for him climbing
and true.
Falling. Like if he's not able to hold his strength, no, he's just a wimp.
Yeah. I would like to see a shootout between Wade and Harry Dunn.
You're a terrible shot. I guess that was it. Yeah, and then I had also written down that his name is Wade, which I think is very funny because he can't.
I cannot believe I didn't put that together. Oh,
no way you guys should be able to hit that dog.
You'd be surprised.
Spencer has killed a few dogs in his time.
You'd be surprised.
Gun.
That was the 5th Bella I owned.
Jesus. Hey man, you never know. Maybe we're crack shots. You would expect a criminal of Kevin Bacon's caliber to be able to shoot. Yeah, I think Maggie and Kevin Bacon's character should have a shoot off. My
grandfather actually taught me how to shoot a gun really well, so I will say that.
You want to have a shoot off on stream? I don't think we can.
I would love to have a shoot off, dude.
Oh, that's true. After seeing Homeward Bound, that's when Spencer learned how to shoot labs. Moving targets. I've had some moving targets in my day.
Fair enough. We'll have this conversation another time.
He's from Arkansas, man. Those people know how to shoot guns. I'm talking about you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what do you want me to say about it? There's no question.
All right, best music moment or score recognition. The only thing I wrote is that terrible song at the end of this movie called "The Water Is Wide," which is a cover of a song, "The Water Is Wide" by the Cowboy Junkies. It's not a great song, and I think it's weird at the end of this movie. But that's the only thing I have. Did you have anything?
Oh yeah, all the music pretty much sucked except for Terry singing the Twilight Zone theme song and nobody laughing at him. That was a great moment.
The doo-doo-doo-doo song?
Yep, absolutely the best music moment. Nobody laughed. Not a single person.
He's not funny in this
movie. He is!
It's not funny in this movie at all.
He should have said, brew.
He's not.
He's hilarious.
Agree to disagree. But whatever gets you through this movie, whatever can make you watch this movie, and if it's Terry being hilarious to you, that's all I need.
Now,
all right.
listen, there's the guy that loves the Muppets.
You're not going to get a lot of love here from anybody. The Muppets are great. Like, the Muppets are fantastic, man. Hot Meryl. We already talked about how hot Meryl was. Meryl was hot in this. I think she's hotter when she wears the baseball hat.
In what?
In this movie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a whole different movie. No, I think she's hottest when she's in the water up to her nips in river water, but
washing herself so she can have sex with her husband.
No. Is that why she was washing herself?
Yeah.
I thought she was just dirty.
She was dirty and she's getting washed up. They were kind of rekindling.
Is that when the moment was? Okay. But then Kevin Bacon was like, wait, are you getting ready for me?
And
are you bathing for me?
Meryl drives my river wild. That's a good one. That should be your new nickname. All right, we're gonna play a little game of Fuck, Marry, Kill, which is a great thing. So everybody, put it in chat. put it on chat. FMK. I love it. It's my favorite thing that happened in this. I know we don't always play it because we're watching movies like Schindler's List or something like that. But it is great whenever we can. So your three choices, and Maggie is not involved in this. Is Wade, Tom, and Terry.
I was hoping that was what it was because I already filled it out.
Nice.
And I do want a side note just to say that the Ranger was hot.
Benjamin Bratt's a hottie.
But that's just a no-brainer, so you can't really include him. I think mine might be slightly unpopular.
I'm interested.
But
we can play this different ways.
Yeah, but also predictable for me, I think. So I'm going effing Kevin Bacon because, I mean, the most attractive, right? I mean, you could argue Tom, I don't, but I think Kevin Bacon, Kevin Bacon, I think you marry Terry because he's going to keep you laughing, and I'm killing Tom. He's a bad dad.
He's a professional drawer. I don't know if you know that about him.
He's a bad dad, though, that's gone for a year at a time. Like, get out of here, Tom.
I don't think he was gone he was gone up here for a year at a time.
Well, he can't even walk up some rocks. He's the puss.
He's stressed out, man. He's trying to be quiet.
He's such a puss, dude. Like,
he ends up saving the day.
He saves his wife's almost murderer, and he's letting his wife get banged while fishing.
Did you hear what the dad said, or what Rourke said at the end of this? He said, "My dad saved us."
Dude's a cuck. Oh, Rourke is the shittiest name. I hate Rourke.
What's wrong? Okay, I will say that sometimes children are annoying or bad actors. I don't think Joseph Mazzello is a bad kid actor. I think he's really good. I think he's fine. He didn't annoy me too much in this. He was the appropriate amount of annoying that you need from him whenever he's like buddy with Wade. Like, so give that kid some props. I know that we're still playing FMK.
Not the most appropriate time to bring that up.
Not to give him flowers, during this. I disagree. I think I marry Tom.
I know you do.
He's got a job.
Oh, it's not hard to get a job.
I've sent in like 400 applications places that'll tell you it's really hard to get a job.
Fucking 1994.
94, easy to get a job. If you can draw a house, you're an architect.
Boom.
Easy. Mike Brady did it.
Dude, also, now that we mentioned this, was he trying to draw while on the rapids?
Yeah, he was. It was very dumb.
The client's going to be pissed.
That's what he likes about it, all the wavy lines. He's like, oh, this guy's got something. He's got some pizzazz.
Who drew this design? That was Tom.
No, I think I kill Terry and I fuck Wade. Because I just think that's a given, man.
Nah, dude.
He's the hottest one.
Terry's marriage material.
I'll just fire myself out of the job cannon, land in the land of jobbies. Put on my little job helmet. Anybody else different? I think I think you got to go with the Kevin Bacon's the sexiest. I think, even with his little upturned nose, a little bit like.
Well, I get it. I'm just telling you, that guy Tom is not dad material.
I think he's a typical '90s dad.
Word
He's
on the
basically
street,
Robin Williams in Hook.
I heard that he asked Meryl Streep to get an abortion.
That's not true. That's not true. Okay, who gave the best performance before we get into
Maggie.
You're
100%.
so serious, man.
Dude, I put Streep, I guess, but if I had to pick somebody else, it'd be Maggie.
Somebody raised a good point here. Tremors, Kevin Bacon, Chef's Kiss.
Never seen it.
You should watch it. You'd love that movie.
That looked terrible.
In a good way. I promise. You would love Tremors is great.
Okay. I always get it confused with another movie. It's just
Tremors 2?
No. That was pretty good. No, so this is going to be one of those times where I terribly describe a movie, I think, and I need you to guess it. And it's not Eight-Legged Freaks, but it's
Evolution.
That is it with the smiley face.
Yeah,
there it is. Never mind. You win. You're so good at it.
They save the world by using Head and Shoulders shampoo because there's an ingredient in the Head and Shoulders that kills the aliens.
There you go. God,
That's when movies were original.
You're in my brain.
We don't have that anymore. We don't have that. No, I think Meryl Streep and Kevin Bacon are the best two parts of this movie.
Bacon
Meryl
Streep?
The Bacon Streep. I mean, but I love Kevin Bacon when he's a bad guy.
What other? Well, I guess I don't want you to spoil any movies. Are there any other films where he's like obviously a bad guy? Because I've not seen just a ton. I've not seen just a ton of Bacon films.
Have you ever seen Hollow Man?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's basically like The Invisible Man.
Haven't seen either.
He's very obviously the bad, and he's the bad guy in that X-Men First Class movie.
I have surprisingly the only X-Men film I've seen.
Yeah, he's a bad guy in there. Wild Things. He's kind of a bad guy in Wild Things.
I'm a bad movie watcher, dude.
That's okay. He's a bad guy in The River Wild. You ever
I think
seen that?
Understood.
He plays David Lindhagen in Crazy Stupid Love. That doesn't do anything for you either? That's okay. All right, could you recast it? Did you do any 94 recasts or any 2024 recasts?
I officially didn't, and then I was trying to take a nap today, and I couldn't quit thinking about it for some reason. Am I allowed to say Sinbad? I'm just kidding.
I'm Terry.
I'm just kidding. I'm not doing Sinbad. I only did for both 94 and for 2024. I think I just did Kevin Bacon and Meryl Streep's characters. Is that okay?
Yeah, do it, man.
So for Kevin Bacon's character in 94, I did Pierce Brosnan.
Okay.
Handsome man, able to play bad guy. And then for Streep, I did Robin Williams dressed as a woman. I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. I did. I have another option for Kevin Bacon's character, and that's Ted Danson. I think like Getting Even with Dad type guy.
Okay, with a ponytail?
Yeah, 100%. Gotta have the
ponytail.
He's got to get it wet too. He leans out of the back of the boat and it gets
He's
wet.
Gotta have the wettest ponytail ever.
And then he goes like this, and it slaps Streep in the face.
Just
it's like the hottest moment of the film. She's like, "I want to fish."
Get that pony so wet for me,
dude. I love it. Speaking of which,
can
though,
you put a wet pony out there?
oh my god, dude, it's up there. You got to
If
subscribe,
you
bro.
the next time you're on the pod, you have to have the wettest pony I've ever seen in my
Nah,
life.
only if we have a subathon, I might.
Okay, I would love to have a subathon with your wet pony.
But I think getting even with Dad would also make a pretty good pairing, in my opinion.
Just
But
being a bad father.
yeah,
Being a bad
I love
father
those
pairing.
movies.
Okay.
And then my recommendation for, well, first let me skip that. I did say that I wasn't going to cast Terry, and that's because I think John C. Reilly stays the same in both 94 and 24. But I think for Meryl Streep's character in 1994, it's a hell of a pull. So bear with me. And you've covered this movie before, but I think I'm going with Henry Rowan Gardner's mom.
Henry Rowan as Streep.
Yeah,
Okay. She looks
you know what I'm
the
talking
part.
about, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
She looks like Meryl Streep a little, like
I don't know about that. No,
Wait. I know who.
Dude.
What's her name? Do you know what her name is?
Henry Rowan Gardner's mom. I don't know. Mary Rowan Gardner.
I hate you so much sometimes. Amy Morton is her name.
I
looked it up.
almost said Amy. That's insane. I said
Amy
Mary Rowan Gardner. Oh,
I think we knew she was good at floating. You got to float it.
Well, not only that, but then she punched the dude at the end, right?
Oh yeah, she does. She knocks the guy out of the house.
That's what made me think of it, because I was like, she's like a strong, like sporty woman
Yeah.
that would also like end up not taking any shit to protect her son. So that's why I put her in there.
Okay. I give it to you. You've explained your way out. Helen Hunt, that's a good one.
Oh,
like
you know what my
Helen
favorite Helen Hunt movie is?
What?
Twister. Okay, I want to hear your 94s.
Okay, my 94. So like I was just trying to think about who would be around this time. Like Michelle Pfeiffer, could she have been a better person in this role? Sigourney Weaver, maybe. Susan Sarandon, maybe would have been a good person in this. Out of those, I think Sigourney probably pulls it off the best.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, out of those, I would love to see that. I mean, it's hard. Like Streep is Streep, so.
Was Jodie Foster old enough? She would have been like in her 20s.
I think so.
Probably. I mean, not for. I mean, I think Streep was playing like late 30s, early 40s.
Oh, really? I don't guess I
Yeah.
realized that. I didn't care enough to do the math on the ages with her son or anything.
Yeah. William H. Macy could have been the David Strathairn character.
Ooh,
He's kind of
okay.
yeah. He'll play a weasel of a husband in like
Yeah.
2 years with Fargo or whatever. So, and then I just wrote this list as like who could be the Wade character or the Terry characters. So Wade, I was thinking like Willem Dafoe or Billy Bob Thornton or
Time out. The Wade character, I feel like, needs to be handsome. I feel like that was important
and that's
to
where
like
I went
lure
with like
Streep
James
in.
Spader or
Okay.
Emilio Estevez at this point.
Okay, because you said Defoe, and I was like, absolutely not.
I don't know. You ever seen old pictures of Defoe? He's kind of hot in like a creepy, gaunt kind of way, like a vampire kind of way. Like he's
Okay.
lived underground for a while, and he's dirty, and I don't know. I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
Whatever you're into.
Billy Bob was kind of hot.
He was. You know what? Fun fact. My grandfather went to the same acting school as Billy Bob Thornton.
Well, what's your grandfather's Hollywood name? Maybe we've heard of him.
Oh no, he was a news guy.
Oh, so he didn't make it.
No, I never met him.
Oh.
He's dead.
He's dead. Chuck Norris.
No.
Fucking Chuck Norris.
Walker said, "I have 8."
All right, let's do
That
2024.
kid. Oh, if you put Chuck Norris as Walker and that kid, I think that pairing might have done well.
Haley Joel Osment?
Mm-hmm.
I think Haley Joel Osment's too young for this movie.
Well, just rewrite it then.
Oh, okay. 2024, did you already do yours?
I did not, and I'm not incredibly happy with it, but I'll tell you. For Kevin Bacon's character, I said either, and I've used one of these before, unfortunately. Bradley Cooper, I think, would have been good because I could see him kind of playing both sides like that. Or
That honestly, Bradley Cooper reminds me of like Kevin Bacon a lot. Like in
Yeah.
the roles that they take. Like I feel like he can be very smarmy, he can be funny, he can be a charming lead, but most of the time he's just an asshole.
he does have a wide range. I think he does well at that. And then the other one, which is I've used before, like I said, was Sean Bean.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just thinking like
As
National
who?
Treasure type shit. Kevin Bacon's
That's
character.
Kevin Bacon's character. Okay.
Yeah. And then the character for Streep, I have either Kevin Bacon's Hangover. Jesus. For Streep's character, I've got either Amelia Clark. I think she's like a strong female lead, her or Janelle Monáe.
Okay. I like that. Anybody else?
That's all I got.
All right. I cast Hayden Christensen as Tom.
I'm gonna have to Google that one. I'm bad with it.
That's Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, I don't know.
He's like 40s now, so I'm
I don't-
like thinking
I don't watch the
my-
Star Wars.
I put Lupita
Okay.
Nyong'o as Gale. Jake Lloyd.
Who's Jake? I don't know these people.
Jake Lloyd. That was Anakin Skywalker,
Oh my god.
the original.
See,
Chase Crawford as Wade. A lot of people know Chase Crawford either from Gossip Girl, but he's also in The Boys. He's the Deep, that character
okay.
in the Boys, as the Wade character, and then Paul Walter Hauser as Terry.
I really like your character for Wade. That's good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
you should look up Paul Walter Hauser for Terry if you don't know who that is. I think he would be a good Terry.
Let's see. Don't have an idea who that is.
He's very funny.
Yeah, I've never. Okay, I might have to check him out then. The only other one I would say maybe for for Jesus. I've lost my train. Oh, for Rourke would be Todd Bosley, but
Who's
Yeah.
Todd Bosley?
oh, he was in the 2001 hit movie Lloyd. I will keep pushing it till you fucking watch.
If you know what you get with Spencer, he's either going to recommend Lloyd or House Guest to you, and that's
Every-
it. Those are his two favorite movies, everybody.
So go watch both of them.
right now. All right, time for some fun facts. The body count
Well-
of this movie. 3.
But can I guess? Oh, I was gonna guess 3.
See, I wanted to see if there was somebody that died. I tried to find if anybody died at the livestock wherever they held up, but I couldn't.
I was wondering that too. Did they say it on the radio? I thought they might have.
They might have, but I couldn't catch it. So, and I didn't really want to go back and.
So 3 would have been Bacon, the
would've been-
Ranger, and Frank.
Yeah. Not Maggie.
Nope. Well, probably after the fact.
So the reason that the music wasn't great in this movie is because the composer or who originally wrote the film score, they did away with it because of test screenings of the film. So they rejected that, and then they brought in Jerry Goldsmith to rescore the film.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think
didn't
we've
know
heard
that.
of Jerry Goldsmith a couple times in our.
I was gonna say we've covered some stuff he's done, right?
Yeah, I feel like he did like maybe like Rudy or something like that. I feel like that that is something that he's done. Is Air Force One, The Mummy, Hoosiers. Love Hoosiers. I'm not seeing anything.
Really? Not for 93 or 94?
I'm looking very. Your music is too shitty for our shitty movie. It's so true.
Right. Dude, funny. So like usually I'm not a big like music guy. Like I like music, but like as far as like scores and movies go, like I couldn't tell you who's who or anything like that. But I was watching Formula One with my son this morning, and guess who did the national anthem? Hans Zimmer himself.
Oh, okay.
And it was really good. Yeah, I was like, I know him. Like of all the people,
You know Hans.
I was proud, and it was because of this. I don't know if I would have known that name if it wasn't because of you.
We did two Jerry Goldsmith movies last year. Dennis the Menace and Rudy. I was right about Rudy.
And I think both of those were me.
Were they?
I think they might have been. Dennis was 100%.
Yeah, you go our Dennis the Menace. That's what your mom said anyway.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure I might have done Rudy too, because I shit on it because I asked if Rudy was autistic.
Yeah. And you were watching radio instead.
Oh, I was watching the wrong movie.
What if that really did happen and you really did watch radio?
You know, when I was little, our football coach took us to go see radio in theater.
That's a good one, Coach Jones.
Not sure why.
Meryl Streep did most of her own stunts. Obviously, I already said that 90% of the stunts were performed by the actors themselves.
And she was in danger at one point.
She was in danger, and because the Curtis Hanson told her, "Hey, let's get one more take," and she was like, "No, I don't want to," and he's like, "Do it," and she almost died. So
that's the only one I had.
Yeah. 25 years after the release of this movie, Meryl Streep's daughter Grace married David Strathairn's son Tay.
Cool.
So that's fun.
Is it?
Yeah. Also, Carrie Fisher was an uncredited script doctor on this film. Those are all the funny lines that Terry got in the movie. Were probably written by Carrie Fisher.
Look at her.
Can you imagine a world without The Devil Wears Prada? Ooh.
That is a good one.
If Meryl Streep dies making The River Wild, we are deprived of, Miranda Priestley.
Fair enough.
The Devil Wears Prada. Get me Armani.
Stag.
All right, Like a Fine Wine and Dish. I didn't have anything else. Did you have anything else?
If I couldn't say anything nice.
Oh, well, yeah. Tell me one thing you like about this movie.
Streep was hot, I guess.
This is why I avoid that question, because I already know what you're going to say.
Oh.
You're either like Maggie or Streep's hot, and that's it.
Right.
Like a Fine Wine and Dish, if you could pair this with another movie, if you could pair this with another movie for a double feature, what would you choose?
Well, I think I know what you're gonna pick because I saw your letterbox, and it makes sense. And I that crossed my brain, so I'm glad we were on the same wavelength. The one that I like, and I may have to explain a little bit, but I think it pairs really well, and we've also covered, is Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a similar kind of thing where like he's saving them and they're bad guys, but it takes place in the sky other than the water. So I thought that was a good little mix up.
Yeah, no, I think that, and it's like an interesting action movie, because like this is an action movie that takes place on the river. That's an action movie that takes place on the mountains and rocks and outdoors, stuff like that. Most of them are always in like Die Hard situations. Yeah, like city stuff, and you don't really get that kind of stuff out of there. Whitewater Summer, somebody says. Google it.
I did see that as that's a Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah, Cliffhanger 2, Get It Wet. is a very funny. Yeah, Whitewater Summer. I think I read that in anticipation of this, or like reading about this movie. But another whitewater rafting movie, and is Kevin Bacon the bad guy in that movie too?
I think so. I could be wrong though.
I picked Without a Paddle, and just to get some actual get some actual comedy in this. Not from Terry. And then the other one that kind of goes along the same lines is Deliverance.
Okay, I've never seen that one. Whenever I was doing some Googling to kind of see what would be a good match, that did come up, but I've not seen it.
Yeah, Deliverance is a interesting movie. It's not the perfect movie, but you get the squeal like a pig, and you get the dueling banjos, and you get a lot of that stuff. So, actually, Deliverance and Without a Paddle are a better double feature than any of the other ones that we have. So
there was another one I had, and I hesitated on even mentioning it because it doesn't make a ton of sense, and I couldn't even tell you why. I don't know why watching this movie reminded me. I don't know if it was me trying to find an actor to match. I don't know. Anyway, for some reason, this movie popped into my mind. Goonies, The Goonies. I don't know why it would ever.
Because of the water?
Seem like it, I guess. I don't know.
Like
for some reason,
the water scenes, yeah.
I think it was the bad guys. I think it was what I couldn't even tell you his name. The main bad guy there, I think would have been a good fit too.
Oh yeah, I forget that guy's name too. He's very famous.
Mhm.
Mystic River is kind of a funny one because it's not about whitewater rafting at all. It's actually not about any of this at all. But Kevin Bacon is in that movie. That would be a tough double feature watch, I think.
Oh really? Is it bad?
No, I mean Mystic River's very good. It's just a tough watch, as in like content wise. It's hard material. You should look up a synopsis.
Is that a sequel to Mystic Pizza?
It is. It is. So you should watch those back to back.
Cool. Will do.
It's in the Mystic franchise.
I got you.
Yeah. If you had to give this a rewatchability rating of 1 to 5, what would you give it?
A 1.
A 1. Never gonna watch this movie again.
Nope.
Not even if it's on TV. You can't even be like, I love Rourke.
Fuck Rourke, dude.
Think we found your clip for the next season. Maggie! Fuck Rourke.
Sorry, Mickey.
I give it a 3. I think it's kind of just middle of the road. I wouldn't.
Nah, that says you're watching it like every other year.
That is not what 3 stands for. Overall star rating 1 to 5. What would you give it?
I give it a 2.
A 2. Okay, I give it a 3. Again, just 2.5 would probably be the best rating for these kinds of things, but I don't know. 3 just feels very middle.
And again, I was kind of in a mood when I watched this movie, so like it's one of those things. Like it depends on the headspace where I'm going to rank it. So you're right. I mean, if I had to if I was watching it as a neutral mood, it'd probably be a 2.5. But because I was kind of in the mood too, I was like,
it's okay. We never know where we're going to be when we're watching these movies. We never know how we're going to act whenever we're on here. We might love a movie suddenly or hate a movie after we talk about it. So rate your movies however you want to. It's not you rating this movie low is not going to hurt my feelings ever. You could say
it's going to hurt their box office though.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares? It came out 30 years ago. We don't give a shit. Meryl Streep's not dying on that River Wild money, But anyway, Spencer, thank you. I've already thanked you enough for this, but thank you again for doing this, even when you're in not a good mood to watch these kind of movies. I really do appreciate it. Is there anything that you've watched recently that you think people should check out?
Yeah, there are. It looks like most of my recommendations are going to be on Netflix. So
I got that back.
I know, right? So one of them is. It's not even the best show ever, but it's just so unique. It's called Eric. And I don't even know if I should explain it.
Okay.
The next one I will say is a documentary. It's a running documentary, so it was kind of right up my alley. It was on Tubi called Just 1 Mile. the other one on Netflix is called Behind Her Eyes, kind of a standard M. Night Shyamalan type shit. But it's not M. Night Shyamalan, obviously. If anybody is in our Discord, they will see that I talked about Monkey Man on Peacock now. That is fantastic. I think that would be the main one that I would recommend to everyone. Would be Monkey Man.
I just looked up that Eric miniseries. That looks awesome.
Yeah, it's super unique, and it was really good. I did enjoy it. Like I said, it wasn't the perfect show, but it was unique. The other Netflix documentary would be Tell Them You Love Me. That was just, that isn't for everybody, but look it up if you want to. And then the other one, the show that I've started watching with my wife, she's already seen it, but it's Dairy Girls, and it's an Irish comedy show, and it is hilarious. That one is like, it's basically like In-Betweeners, but Irish and women. So
Love that.
yeah,
Love that.
it's really good.
Well, all right. I like that. You got a lot of good ones out there. You've got me interested in a couple of those. So
Look at me go.
look at you go. I guess if I have anything that I need to talk about, everybody should watch The Specialist. If you weren't here for the Wednesday stream, where we talked about the bad action movies on Wednesday, you should definitely, if you have a chance, look up The Specialist. It is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
It was bad.
Yeah. It's so funny though. You thought that Terry was funny. You haven't seen anything yet. Because that movie is incredible. The Specialist is great.
Okay.
I've listened to a How Did This Get Made about The Specialist, and it made it even better. What else? I got to give a shout out to the Muppets. I watched the Muppets, the one from 2011, this past week, and love that movie. It's really great. And I think I already mentioned the movie Body Double. Maybe I only mentioned that on the Wednesday stream, but it's a Brian De Palma movie, and it's kind of like De Palma talking about like giving basically the critics everything that they hate and love about him all in one movie, while also like saying, "Oh, hey, I'm Hitchcock. Oh, I love that." Like, it's weird and wild, and I really enjoyed it, and it's hard to explain, but that's what I would say.
What's the one I just saw on your letterbox that you gave 5 stars?
Oh, The Commitments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please tell me about this.
Okay. The Commitments is an Irish movie. It is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it is about an Irish band that in basically Depression era Ireland in 1980s through 1990 is really like bad economically for them. So nobody's working, anything like that. Yeah, I was about to say somebody's going to say something about me and The Commitments. I fucking love The Commitments. I hadn't watched it in a while, and I watched it this weekend. But anyway, they put together an Irish soul band. And there's not like a ton of professional actors in the movie. It's just really good. I saw it on television one time on like a weekend randomly, and I just kind of fell in love with it. I don't think it's a perfect movie. It's got a really, really, really thin plot, but the music's great in it, and it's just really, I don't know. It's definitely something I can watch on like a rainy day, or if I'm in a bad mood or something like that. It always puts me in a good mood. So I love The Commitments.
Fair enough. All right.
So it's on my top 5 list. It's an Irish That Thing You Do. That's a great way to put it. Which That Thing You Do would also probably be in my top 5 too. I love That Thing You Do. It also goes along with Sing Street. You haven't seen Sing Street? It's an Irish kids version of that. So,
you in Ireland.
I love Ireland. Once is a great movie too. It's about music.
Well, then Dairy Girls is really gonna float your boat.
I know. I've always wanted to watch Dairy Girls because of it. So
that's one that like, and my wife was right. Like, I kind of have to be paying attention to because I have to have subtitles on because the accents are so damn thick.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I didn't notice that until I had to. I had to watch The Commitments with subtitles last night, and yeah, there are some things that I have definitely not caught before, and that I actually did catch on subtitles.
It reminds me of In the Name of the Father.
Yeah. Yeah, really
So,
thick Irish
like, I
accents.
think that may be the only. No, because I guess wasn't what's God, I can't think of the name of the movie with the guy and that thing. Um, the Irish movie that won all those awards. Banshees of Inisherin. That's right.
Oh yeah, Banshees of
So,
Inisherin. You got
so
there.
like
I'm proud.
those are the only three like Irish things I think I've ever seen. So.
Okay. Well, hey, we support Ireland. Yeah. We love the Irish.
Really?
Anyway, for a movie that's not about Ireland or anything, next week we're going to finish out our action movie. Even though I know we're in July, we'll be in July at this point, but we're going to finish out our action movies with next week. It's going to be True Lies, starring Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis and Tom Arnold. So check that out. I think Eliza Dushku's in this movie as well.
If that's if my link still works on Discord, that should be full movie on YouTube for free.
Oh, okay. It's also on Hulu, so if you have Hulu,
Oh, wow, that
you
works.
can do that too. But we'll be talking about that next Sunday, same time, same bat channel, and we'll see y'all then. And again, you want to join us, join a discussion, get involved in some of the stuff. We have our Discord out there, so please check that out. And thank you all for following. If you do follow, thank you all for subbing. For those who do sub, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week on